what we're doing. Again, the restaurant, let's keep going. Homes, let me tell you about this real quick. So this is one of the homes that's already sold up here. When we took over, I'm going to stop for just a second and build on what Robert said. When I first got involved on this place, people were giving the property back to the county. They were giving their lots back to the county because they didn't want to pay taxes on those lots. They didn't want to pay the HOA dues or club dues on those lots. They were literally, lots were selling on the courthouse step for hundreds of dollars, if thousands, if not even hundreds of dollars at that point in time. We approached the county about working with us to issue these bonds, and we're actually working with another authority that's out of Wisconsin called the Public Finance Authority that's actually doing most of the bonds. It has nothing to do with Walker County other than allowing this pass-through to go through. We approached the Commissioner and Robert about the idea of what we wanted to do and said if we could use the county as a pass-through, again, no liability to anything else. And when we approached them, we never approached them with the minds, with any idea or any request to ask for any existing dollars or any existing obligations to come. But even though we never asked, they still made it very clear up front that it was never going to happen, even if we were. It's you know, there was some tough negotiations through that. Your officials represented you very well, but they have given us the ability now. This lot that was originally given back, this is sold for almost $1.4 million now. So something that was minimal on the tax digest is now paying property value or property taxes based on a $1.4 million value. We're building several homes that are $1 million plus, and we're actually working on two right now that could. It's unbelievable. It's from New York and California, but it could approach as much as $10 million per home that is now looking to come here. I have something I'd be happy to pass around and share. This is a market study. This group publishes what's going on in the housing industry, and they do the whole Chattanooga metropolitan area. And what's unbelievable is average price of new homes in the area. You want to know what county has the highest price of new homes? By a large margin, it's Walker County. It is really somewhere between mid-twos to, I think the next highest on here I see is, there is one at 680, but most of these are in the mid-twos to mid-fours. Walker County is $845,000. And a lot of that, you have to understand, that's not the cost of your home. These are new homes that are coming in and adding to the property tax digest that people are using a second home, and they're paying property taxes like the other citizens, but on really high valued property that's going in and helping spread the load of what's happening here. And this is just an example of one of those homes. So the site work has already been, this is older, it looks a lot better and everything's greened up. This is a winter picture, but the site work's already been prepared for the hotel site. We actually did that last year, so keep going. And even before the hotel came, guest rooms booked this year alone. We had over 9,000 people already booked to play on McLemore. Before we took over, I think the most they ever did in 1 year was 9,000. So we already have 9,000 already booked, and we're just halfway through the year, and that's growing quickly. We'll keep going through this. This is pretty interesting. So on Facebook, these are some of the big resorts across the country here, and not even having the hotel yet, but what we've been able to do, there's only two that are really, Pebbles actually up there as well, but we've already surpassed many, including Barnsley Gardens, on awareness and people wanting to come and visit what we're doing. So keep going. We started a program called the Friends of McLemore. This is people, if you wanted to come play the course, this is how they can register to get access to come and play, even if you're not a member. We let them come 4 times a year, once each season. So this shows you, I mean, here we are right here in Walker County. This shows you where all the people are coming and playing. So they're bringing their dollars to this county and leaving those dollars here. in this county. The sales tax that we're paying is going up, property taxes are going up. When we first took over the place, there were 15 jobs up there, and some of those were undocumented workers. We're nearly 100 jobs across all the different entities that we have working up there already, with most of those, many of those being local and Walker County citizens, and everybody's documented and doing very well. So keep going. So that's people that had already come. These are people that haven't just come. These are people that have actually rented a property on site and stayed. So when they do that, we're paying a sales tax for the round, and we're paying sales tax on the lodging that we're doing, and we're also paying a hotel tax that's coming in. But this just gives you an idea of people where they traveled from and just barely being open, and this is with COVID going on as well. And so we're already getting national attention and the national draw. Keep going. This is people that have registered saying they're going to come visit us. They haven't been here yet, but to give you an idea as well of, I know it's hard. I grew up here, really did not have, growing up, you just don't have an appreciation for something because you're just used to it. But coming back and looking and understanding that we have this great opportunity to share something that's on the corner of the county. They're not driving up and down these roads. They're taking the highway, coming up the mountain, and again, leaving their dollars here in our community. So keep going. Keep going. We'll go over this one. These are projections even for the whole state. So they're projecting that over 71% of all revenue on the hotel will come from outside the state. Obviously, Atlanta is big. It's going to be a big market for us, but keep going. New jobs. In addition to the jobs we've already created, they're looking at another 292 direct jobs in the county. Payroll of nearly $11 million once we stabilize a new payroll. It's payroll taxes, people building and living here and contributing as well. A number of construction jobs also. So keep going. Hotel update. So the bond offering has been released. Again, there is absolutely no obligation on the county whatsoever with this, but this is in the market. It's been really neat. We've been on the phone with institutional investors like Vanguard and Fidelity and Franklin, BlackRock. Literally on the phone, some of them have made site visits to come see the site already. So we're expecting a very good response. We hope to have the bonds actually sold within the next 2 weeks with how everything's going. And why do we need the bonds then if it's just a pass-through? It's just the way the state's written the laws. And again, we have to compete with other properties across the nation that use this. But basically, this allows the people that are lending us the money, which is not the county, for us to get it at the best rate they can give it to us at.
Some people are probably listening, I know, from on video. So what is a bond when we're talking? So when we're talking bond, some people might not even know what a bond is.
It's a type of debt. So, and again, there could be a debt, like a mortgage. When you say mortgage, it's a type of debt. A car loan, a credit card's a type of debt. A bond's a debt instrument. But just like anything, it's who's responsible for that debt. And on this one, it's us. It's this project that's responsible for that debt, not the county in any way. It is.
You're going through a third party like an insurance company to be bonded to receive the bond. Is that correct or no? Is it?
Well, there are other types of bonds other than a debt instrument. So there's another type of bond that's a completely different meaning, which is when an insurance company would bond a company and stand behind it. That's a different type of deal. This is just a loan, in a sense. So you use the word loan. You can, in our terminology right now, instead of saying the word bond, you could say loan that's going through the county. Like they're just making this loan through the county with no obligation to the county whatsoever. So here's a video. Go ahead. Can you hit play? No, or does it have? It may not because it's PDF. No, it won't. But this is a video. I promise. apologize. This is a PDF, so it's not an actual PowerPoint presentation. But this is a 3D model. There's a video of how it would spin and show what this is looking like. But it's really meant to be something that blends in with the natural environment, just like what you saw with the glow house. Not a very tall building, more spread out a little bit. But the white space that you would see would be overlooking McLemore Cove. So keep going. You can see the hotel site right here, where it would be, and looking out over this. Keep going. So this is next steps. Right now, there's a bond validation hearing next week. We have notice to proceed that we plan on giving them the bonds. Pricing the bonds, we said the week of July 19th. That's going to be very close. So we hope it's next week. It may go one more week. When they're priced, that actually means they're sold. We just don't close on that time. And then we anticipate beginning construction right away and having the project finished in the end of 2023. And then stabilizing. Stabilizing, it takes a few years to get these up and really running. To stabilizing in 2026, 2027. Once this project stabilizes, it's projected to be bringing just the hotel, forget about the golf and everything else, it's projected to be bringing $43 million a year into this economy. So the county's getting the sales tax on that. The county's getting the property taxes, again, on the surrounding property values that people are coming in and paying. So keep going. And again, just kind of finishing with an image. So just want to kind of show you what we're doing and understand it's more than just, hey, hopefully they're going to build this hotel, they're going to come. It's already working. We're already attracting more than some places that already have a facility like this. To really be able to do this, it's just a great opportunity to celebrate what's natural about McLemore, about Walker County, and again, allow us to bring more economic development to the county in a way that complements what Walker County is about. Any questions? Feel free to ask. I've had to ask a lot to get here myself. So
who were the bonds marketed to?
Institutional investors, like I said, Vanguard, BlackRock, PIMCO. These are, I actually turned a call down from New York just saying, these are just people, institutional investors from all over the country that are looking to buy these bonds.
What would be kind of a total dollar figure on your whole operation?
So the whole thing, the entire offering is actually $211 million. We're doing $174 million in total bonds, but that's not going through, that part's not going through the county. It's this other public finance authority that we're working with. That's part of those are going through as well. And again, that's a group out of Wisconsin that was put together for the sole purpose of helping economic development across the entire country in areas like this.
Why don't you talk about the distance from Highway 157 to where the hotel's going to be, and the elevations and the lighting and view and so forth?
Oh yeah, so we've already implemented, talk about lighting first. We're actually, we just had 2 new members that are part of National Geographic. They had moved here because of the dark sky that are in the area, and to be able to look at, up at the stars. And they're working with us to put together a stargazing opportunity here for members and guests as well. When we came in, they're still there. There's some street lights that are still there that are just these big street lights that have light pollution everywhere. We've implemented a new policy here called dark sky compliant. So all of our lights, other than just a couple of marked doors, but all of our pathway lighting and everything else is really low lighting or down lighting that just doesn't go up into the sky. There is really such a thing as light pollution. So really soft lighting, again, something that is very important for us to protect in this area as well. Again, not only did I grew up in Walker County, I literally went to elementary school just below here at Cedar Grove Elementary until it closed down. So, and lived in the Cove and worked in on many farms our own and for others, in the code. So this is a place that means a lot to me. Been thrilled that the investors have allowed us to really come in and do quality work, and it's working, again, for everyone.
Is this going to require any support from Walker in terms of roads or utilities or other services?
It's really
cost the county?
It's really amazing. First of all, answers very little, if any, compared to anything else like this. The highway that's here is a state-owned highway. So, I mean, we're on a state-owned highway, and that state highway leads you all the way back to the interstate. So there's, unless we've made people come through Walker County, most people are driving through Dade County to get here because they're coming off the interstate. No, there's not much from a road standpoint. There's already a sewer plant that's up there that is fully funded by the project here. There's water lines are coming from Dade County, and a water tower is already there. Most of these people, these are second homes, so it's not like they're, I love kids. I have 10 kids, to let you know. So, I mean, we're definitely family oriented and friendly. But this isn't a place where people are coming to raise their families because there's not schools here, and because of that, there's not going to be a need to have the schools and the other components. So, I mean, from everything that's going to happen, you can't do anything that doesn't touch something, but this is going to generate more revenue for the county versus any potential service or anything that could be needed from it. So,
About the fire station.
yeah, we do have a fire station, but we're looking at funding that ourselves as well, the building of it. That'll be the next step right after the bond issue is how quick we get that fire station up. But that won't just serve here. We're paying for it and funding that, but that's going to serve this whole region of the mountain as well and bring, again, services to other residents and citizens of Walker County too that aren't being serviced in this area now.
Shannon, do you want to, or Robert, either one of you kind of want to give a background, and of course, this all happened before the Board of Commissioners, that agreement was made, but you kind of want to give us a brief summary of what this relationship entails.
In what aspect? I'm not sure I follow you.
Well, financially, and what support we're giving, and that sort of thing, tax benefits, things of that nature.
Yeah, the memorandum of understanding was put in place. This project has to have a minimum of $100 million investment. They have to have a minimum of 180 full-time workers, and that's not full-time equivalents. That is full-time workers, and they have to make sure they're, insurance benefits as well. And the project has to be open and completed. So there's not any incentives until they perform and do everything they're supposed to do and be opening and operational. And then once that takes place, then they do qualify at that point for tax abatement on the property taxes of the new growth that they have generated. So they're paying 100% full rack rate, so to speak, on all the property tax of everything that they've done now, and will continue to do so until the project is completed and operational and they've met those thresholds. So when this all came about, it's been mentioned, if we'd have had a desire to do anything, we didn't have any money. And actually, later on, Duane made a kind of a joking comment, but it was true. He said, putting the county's balance sheet on this project is only going to hurt us. And it really would have hurt the project because we were in such bad shape. So, as I mentioned earlier, most of these projects are done where local government is funding up front. There is zero funding up front, but they do have some tax abatement on the back end that they can earn if they qualify to meet those thresholds. So you can see when this first started out, I think it was about 180 rooms or so, and just a little over $100 million investment. And now you're at 245 rooms and a $211 million project. So this project has grown just since they've been working on this. And a lot of that, from what I understand, was sparked by Hilton, people saying, you're not building this big enough for what you have here and what you're doing. You're not going to have enough rooms to meet the demand that we know that's out there. So Duane and them done a phenomenal job. They've done everything they said they would do and then more. There's not been one thing that they have not done that they said they were going to do. And this thing would probably have already been well under construction if it hadn't been for COVID. So they're really about a year and a half behind where they had intended and hoped to be. Been able to come up and meet several times with Duane and the team over the years and see this progress firsthand. And Duane had Robert and I up the other day when some of these institutional investors come up, and they had a lot of questions for us as well. They wanted to know about Walker County and the financial condition of Walker County and the local economy and the people, and they had a lot more questions for us than what I realized. So it was very, very good interaction. But there is definitely a lot of excitement. I have people come by the commissioner's office and say, hey, tell me more about this McLemore. People are hearing about this across the region. So it's very exciting. It's going to be one of a kind. Also with the Hilton Curio collection that they are now a franchise of, those have to be unique properties. So they have to be one of a kind type properties to even qualify. So I was talking to a guy today that come up from Atlanta, and I mentioned Hilton Curio. He went, oh wow, you're getting a Curio? I mean, just that quick. I mean, he knew instantly what that meant. So that also is really going to put Walker County on the map to have that endorsement of Hilton of their #1 top tier collection of properties. And that really goes to the value of what they're doing, because they've looked at all of their details, and you've got to be a 4.5, 5-star property to get a Curio endorsement. So that says a lot, and having the Golf Digest endorsement is huge. So great job, y'all done a phenomenal project here.
Thank you. It's been a real opportunity and pleasure to do it. Just one clarification on property taxes. It's just on the hotel site and the course itself. But all the residents that we talked about, that does not get abated. All of that is being paid to the county, which is, let me tell you, this is really some amazing numbers. So when we took over, I think Dade County and Walker, and just roughly Walker owns about 80% of it. 80% of it's in Walker, doesn't own. Don't put that, I did not say that correctly. Walker County doesn't own any of it, but 80% of the property is in Walker County, about 20 is in Dade. The total was about $18 million is what everything was worth per the county tax digest. So again, we anticipate that could grow, excluding the hotel, to well over $500 million worth of homes and things up there that are paying taxes on this, just to give you an idea, with very little infrastructure needed to support that. So it's been.
Are all the facilities dedicated to your production here, or is any of this, like a room like this, for example, available to the public? Will this have any public interaction with your facility, or is this strictly uniquely yours?
No, we have a conference center that's part of this hotel. There'll be meeting rooms and things like that that'll be in there that we're using to attract. There'll be forward guests that are coming and staying, and there's opportunities for those rooms to be available to the county as well, as we can make it so. Again, our #1 job, please don't take this wrong. Our #1 job isn't to get you to come spend money up there. Our #1 job is to bring money from outside the county to spend it here, to leave it. So we just want to make sure we don't get in the way of doing that and making this as successful as it can be for everyone.
Are you building a second course, or is it just going to be one?
We don't know fully yet. So we do have another 400 acres that's in Dade. If it needed to be, we're considering it. We're just not there yet. So
What about a short course?
we do have a short course. Yes, we have a 6-hole short course that's right. Sorry, this died, but a 6-hole short course that's right next to the Craig, the clubhouse restaurant. So I love taking my kids out there, and it's a great place to just you can play in about quickest is 30 minutes to 45 minutes. You can get around it, and it's a really neat experience.
All right.
Any other questions?
Very informative. I'm glad you came.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Again, it's means a lot to us for this to be home. My mom literally still lives right over here in Longstreet's Charge, and many of our workers at the construction company, development company live here in Walker County. So it's this is just been a great opportunity for us, and appreciate being able to get back and do what we're doing.